Good day, mate. In this vlog, we are proud to present Aussie slang in people's thoughts. Do Australians really use it? And do people around the world know about it? Alright, let's start with the basic step. Have you ever wondered what comes to non-Australian people's minds when they think of Australia? We've got you some answers.
Snakes, dangerous country.
The outback.
G'day, mate.
How you going?
Surfing, I think.
Kangaroos.
The outback.
Yeah, they are right. Some of you may think the same thing as them, but actually, there are much more than that. For Australia, there's something that we would like to talk about, and it is slang. Okay, are you ready? It won't take long, and I'm sure you will get something new from watching this.
First of all, before I talk about slang, let's go back in time to know how Australian English was created.
Right? In 1788, convicts were sent to Australia because of the overflowing prison population in England. That was the first time that English was introduced to Australians. After that, there were events such as the Gold Rush that led to the immigration into Australia. Many people from many countries around the world moved to Australia, and they definitely spoke different languages. In order to communicate with others, they have to level down their languages. Actually, Australian English was created by children in the first generation who were born in the society full of various accents. They began to speak in their own accent, which became Australian English nowadays. One of the outstanding features of Australian English is that its list of slang. According to ordownunder.com, in Australia, English words are shortened and added o sound at the end, such as avo, which means afternoon. Besides, they tend to use e sound at the end of a word, such as mossy, which means mosquito. These are just examples of Australian slang. Australians also like to shorten people's names, and this is how a real Australian talk about her language.
Australians also shorten words, everything's shortened. They never use, like if your name is Michael, they'll say Mike.
That's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, using slang can become a stereotype for Aussie people. If you're curious whether they really use it, let's find out.
Australians normally use slangs. Is that true?
Very true.
You use it in your everyday life.
Yes, I do.
Is that true?
Yes.
Give us a few examples of slangs that you usually use.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Savo, which means this afternoon. G'day, catcha. We'll catch up with you later. But they use a lot of slang, Australians.
As we mentioned earlier, what makes Australian English unique in people's opinions are its accent and slang. So, in this vlog, we will go through 10 slang and phrases to find out if Australians really know them. These are 10 slang that we chosen.
Someone's a bit crazy. Kangaroo loose in the top paddock, so they're not quite right in the head.
Kasiki is to take a day off work. Kitchen sink, maybe put everything in but the kitchen sink. Like it's a saying like if you make a hamburger and you put so much stuff, they'll go, you got everything on it but the kitchen sink. That's where they mean. G'day is hello. No XA. Heaps just means a lot of, I think. Mad as a cut snake. Yeah, that's really Australian. I wouldn't say, we wouldn't use that.
Okay.
Kangaroos loose in the top paddock would mean someone who's a little bit crazy, who's not
But
right.
you wouldn't use this?
I wouldn't, no.
Yeah.
Servo is a service station where you get petrol. And dart is a cigarette.
Those are heaps of words that many of you might have never heard before. But no worries, you're not the only one who knows so little about these Aussie slang. Now, let's see what foreigners think. Do they know Australian slang and their meanings?
Not really. No.
None? None
No.
of them you know?
Yeah, means a lot.
Never use any of these.
Like a day, of course, and heaps, yeah. Like a lot, yeah.
It's normal that you don't know Aussie slang, but if you have Australian friends or live in or near Australia, you might know slang better than others, like these guys.
Some of them. I have Australian friends, so I
Okay.
know some of them.
Do you know the meaning, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like it heaps. Chuck a sookie or take a sick day.
Chuck a sickie, it means you have a day off work.
Yes.
when you're not really sick. Yeah. Heaps means lots of.
Yeah,
heaps.
we use that too.
Mad as a cut snake, that just describes someone who, say they're silly people or
They're crazy.
crazy people.
Crazy. Yeah.
Kangaroos loose on the top paddock.
Oh, that's.
It's got a few kangaroos loose on the top paddock. It means they're not very clever. There's something wrong in their brain.
Did you know many of them?
Through dealing with Australians, I suppose, and visiting Australia.
And New Zealand is quite close to Australia, so we hear a lot of their slang in New Zealand.
And do you use them?
Some of them.
We have to admit that they knew so many words. That's the benefit of living in the neighboring country like New Zealand. But if you are people from faraway countries and you don't know about those slang, don't worry, since you are on your way in getting to know better about Aussie slang.
Yes, let's see more. We've come this far. You might want to get to know more about a slang phrase. Most of you know the word barbecue, right? This one becomes Barbie, like the Barbie doll in Australian English. But of course, it's not the Barbie doll.
And this word appeared in a famous phrase that you might have never heard of as well, like put another shrimp on the Barbie. And you may have no idea about it. So, let's see what it represents. According to Urban Dictionary website, the meaning of it is this and this. It quite gives it a negative feeling about the phrase, as you can see.
So, maybe we can go back in time to see where it all started. This is actually a quoted phrase that originated in a series of Australian tourism advertisements. It starred Paul Hogan from Crocodile Dundee. In the original advertisement, he said, "I'll slip an extra shrimp on the Barbie for you," with the actual slogan which was, "Come and say good day."
Come and say good day. I'll slip an extra shrimp on the Barbie for you.
However, at that time, the film Crocodile Dundee wasn't seen in the US and Paul Hogan was unknown there. Later, the advertisements were developed by the Australian agency in conjunction with American agency. Finally, the campaign was launched during the National Football Conference Championship game in January 1984, or stepped up from number 78 in the most desired destination for Americans to number 7 on the list after launching the campaign for 3 months, according to traveler.com.au. For Americans, this phrase, "slip a shrimp on the Barbie," may evoke images of a fun social gathering under the sun. Australians, however, use the word prawns, not shrimps. Now, let's see what non-Australians think about this phrase.
Yeah, that's from the film Crocodile Dundee. They don't call them shrimps, they call them prawns.
Yeah, I think so. Like on TV or something, like put it on the grill, like barbecue.
I think it means literally like put another shrimp on the barbecue.
Yeah, or another like piece of meat or
like
something.
grilling.
Yeah.
Do you know that some Australians find this phrase offensive, like to them, because they call shrimp as prawn, but not shrimp?
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that.
Put another shrimp in the Barbie. That's to do with barbecue.
Yeah.
And put another shrimp on. Well, that's just more cooking, I'm assuming, is it?
Do you know that some Australians find this phrase kind of offensive to them? Like because they call shrimp as prawn but not shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that, right?
No, I don't see it that way. No.
Alright. So you never use it? No. This is the first time you heard or you have heard of it before? Yeah.
Probably, I think, yeah.
You can see that some people don't know or think that it's just the phrase that literally means put a shrimp on the grill when having barbecue party. Now, let's see what Australians think of it.
It's sort of an American saying, but Australians don't use that a lot, you know. I think that's where it sort of came from, but I don't hear a lot of Australians using that term. Plus in Australia we don't call them shrimp, we call them prawns, so yeah, as well, you know.
Put another shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah.
It's just an Australian thing. It's not really what we do. You know, like just to cook some prawns on a barbecue because Australians barbecue all the time. But it's not. I wouldn't use it. But yeah, They
right?
do, but we really don't say it. But they do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's come more off a movie. More, you know, a lot of these come off movies, so then they think we say it and we don't.
But
Yeah.
Australians don't really use this.
No, no. Oh, if we did, we'd be joking. We'd just say it to be stupid because we don't really use that.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
I would think it's funny. I would laugh because I think that's a funny saying because you don't really use it.
If you look this phrase up on the internet, you may find some comments from some Australians like this. Last but not least, on the talk show, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Liam Hemsworth, the Australian actor, also mentioned about this phrase as the most offensive thing that people have said to him.
On a barbie. Definitely have barbies, but we don't call shrimp shrimp, we call them prawns. Typically in Australia we don't really barbecue prawns, most of the time people boil them, so the whole statement is just ridiculous. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Of course, some of his Australian fans totally agree and thank him for telling the world about this phrase. As you can see, Australian slang is distinctive and is commonly used by Australians. Most slang is not well known for non-Australian people. However, some Australian slang is also used in New Zealand, such as shakasiki, heaps, or kangaroos loose in the top paddock. If you have a chance to visit Australia, be careful with your own words due to culture differences. And for the phrase, put another shrimp on the barbie, it would be better not to say this to Australians. Some of them may think that it's offensive and ridiculous.
And now, I have to say thank you for watching our video. I hope that you get some knowledge from this. And remember that be careful when using Aussie slang. Bye!